Hi, I'm Saad Siddiqui. I'm 24 years old. I'm 5 foot 9 inches, and I'm also from Washington, D.C.
What is the biggest mistake you ever made?
Biggest mistake I've ever made? Well, when we were kids, we were playing in our neighborhood. We used to have competitive sports being played all around with kids. So we played basketball, football, baseball, all kinds of sports. So one day we were playing baseball, and one of my friends threw the ball at me. I was on strike, so I was going for a home run, and I swung, and the ball started to sail, and I got it. I'm like, yes, we just won the game. And the ball starts sailing, and it hits our neighbor's window, and then there was glass everywhere and stuff like that. And it seemed like it was like the quietest day ever because everyone just started opening their windows or check coming out the door, checking to see what all the commotion was. And here you have it. The neighbor's car was smashed up, and it was completely my fault. Um, my mom was home, so she started lecturing me about how I'm going to have to pay for that by doing something, I guess, like mowing people's lawns and stuff. My dad wasn't home, and my dad, he was a really strict person, so I was waiting for him to come home, and suffice to say, I got punished pretty good. But I still think that neighbor. I mean, I still live in the same neighborhood, and he still has it in for me for smashing up his car pretty good.
Who is the person that is the closest to you and why?
I would have to go with my cousin. He lives up in Maryland, and we grew up together, so we pretty much have the same taste. He's kind of a more quiet and calm person, while I'm the more rambunctious, explosive type of person. But our personalities kind of mesh together, and we had some ruckus times together. And growing up now, we're pretty much the same age as well. I think we're 6 months apart, so you can say we did some pretty wild things. And he's definitely the closest person I've ever had.
What is the craziest thing you have ever done?
That would probably be skydiving in Dubai. Yeah, they take you about 30,000 feet up in the air, throw you off an airplane, parachute and all. But once you're going down, it's just a bunch of skylines. You can see the islands, and that was nuts, man. Doing that, it's kind of a life changing experience. I mean, I know some people wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot stick, but it's something I'm probably gonna remember for the rest of my life.
What makes you angry and why?
Bad drivers, they make me angry. I mean, I see them all the time. I live in Washington, D.C., the DMV as it's known, and we have a reputation for having one of the worst drivers in the country. I mean, they are so bad. I mean, you can cut somebody off or just, try to merge into a lane or something. They'll let you know. And I try to avoid all that road rage, but, it's only some moments that you can stay calm when you're having such bad drivers around you, cutting you off or jumping stop signs, or for some reason just cursing you out for no reason. It's it's not cool, man.
Tell us about where you grew up, hometown and neighborhood.
I grew up in Fairfax County, born and raised. Our neighborhood was pretty, it was just middle class. My parents worked really hard to raise us, and we had I guess we had a good amount of competitive kids in our neighborhood. So we were always playing sports. We have a creek in the left side of our neighborhood that we used to sneak out of the house and go to. And one day, I guess I fell into a swamp or something. And when I came home, Mom was like, "What are you doing?" So like the creek was a notorious thing in our neighborhood. And we also had like a waterfall towards a waterfall on a dam near the backside of my house. And for some odd reason, I chucked my sister's Barbie doll down the thing just for fun, see if it would float or something. And then we had a little feud going on over that. But that's my neighborhood. It's just a middle class, about as average as you can get.
Tell us anything else you'd like to share.
I read over the plot description and the synopsis, and reading about Curtis and Bernie, you can kind of relate to them because they're two teenagers growing up in a working class neighborhood, and they experiencing new things, or entering adulthood. So I can kind of relate to that. And Curtis is more of the leader type, where he's cool, calm, and collected. People can look up to him. Someone you would take in a foxhole with you. So I can kind of relate towards him. And then Bernie, on the other hand, I think everyone has a little bit of Bernie in them. It's just by nature. It's a match just waiting to be lit. And you can kind of relate to him as well, because everyone has that wild side in them. So I mean, reading over the description, it sounds like a great script, and I hope you guys have the best possible success with it.